Today's lesson is why you do not need a manual safety on a revolver, also known as a wheel gun, also known as a cylinder gun. Today's model is a Smith & Wesson Model 67. This is a classic from the late 1980s. It is polished stainless steel, as you can see. The gun has been triple checked. It is unloaded, so it is safe to flash yourself with the gun, as it cannot go off and shoot and kill you because there is nothing in the gun. You may not be able to see in that barrel, but you can see in the cylinders that there is nothing there. And I can assure you safely that there is nothing in the gun, which renders it currently as a paperweight. For all those people that think that guns just magically kill and do harm to people and things without any intent or without being loaded. I mean, this thing is a heavy paperweight. It's almost hurting my hand carrying it because it's just so heavy. But that's what you want in a revolver. You want a gun that's going to be as much recoil free as possible. So there's no need to shoot a gun that's gonna wear out your hand and be uncomfortable. If you want to be a Rambo motherfucker and be cool, you can shoot a Smith & Wesson 500 for fun, or a 460, and but something like this is good for carry, daily carry, 4-inch barrel. You're gonna be accurate as all hell with it. And it's a 38 special only, not a 357, which, you can get in 357. I do own a Colt King Cobra, which is a 3-inch barrel, which is about that length, maybe take off an inch there. That does do 357, 38, but, 38 special, especially 38 special plus P, is going to do you plenty good in the field. If you pump a criminal, you pump an attacker with a couple rounds of 38 plus P, they're going to be hurting. It's going to do the job. It's going to do the trick. So it's more than sufficient. But the video here is why people say, well, you're crazy. The gun doesn't have a safety. It's just going to go off. It's like, no. You want to know why? First of all, there's a couple things with this one. There's actually one additional feature on this gun. I purchased a set of these locally, but I'm thinking they came from California or Massachusetts or one of those real liberal states. Or it could have came from just a police department that had some inexperienced officers. Because most revolvers are single and double action only. Meaning, for anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, that is the action of the gun. So, this is double action only, where if it was single action as well, you'd be able to do this, and it would stay back. You'd be able to have that lighter trigger pull, okay? But see, this is a double action only gun, so it doesn't do that. So hypothetically, you could load this gun could be loaded, and you could cock the hammer back all you want, and the firing pin is not going to fire through the cylinder there. I see that crack there. So when we dry fire this gun, you're going to see the firing pin very fast. Check it out. See it? That's going to strike the casing and make the bullet go bang. So this has that. Now the other thing is, even if it was single action, now if you had it loaded and you had it single action and you carried it like that, like this, let's say it was, like my Colt would do this, which is in for repair at Colt right now. So now that's not recommended, okay? That would be kind of playing with fire. A little bit. Because once this is single action only and that trigger's way back like that, it's going to be a very light trigger pull. So if this was a single action as well, the only way you'd want to have the gun like this is when you're ready to shoot, when you're aimed at a target or a. I mean, you're not really going to single shoot in a violent encounter. You're not going to be thinking about that usually to do that. So, but if you do, you do. But yeah. So, barring that, I mean, if you had a revolver and it was in single action and it's loaded and you're carrying it around like that, it would be, you know, I'd say probably, 90%. 90% easier for you to have a negligent discharge. There is no thing as an accidental discharge. It's, somebody that is the operator of the gun is being negligent, which would be a great example. I mean, I could see how that would happen, could happen. You're carrying in single action only and you're reholstering, and that light trigger pull like this, gets stuck on the holster, or your finger gets in there. I mean, the gun's gonna go bang. But then again, I mean, if you were holstering it and the cylinder was already halfway into the holster, it very well may not, because the cylinder has to spin. It has to turn. You see what I'm saying? I mean, see how that works? The cylinder turns. Now, if the cylinder can't turn, it's not gonna do anything. So, or decrease your odds. But the point is, even if it had a single action trigger pull, as long as it's not engaged in single action only, check this out. For safety's sake, we're not gonna show you loaded, but literally, I mean, it doesn't change. This cylinder could be loaded with 1 round or 6 rounds. Could be. It's not, as we see for the video's sake, okay? It's unloaded. But let's say it was loaded. Check out this trigger pull. I mean, this is my middle finger. I mean, look at this. I don't know if it's a 12-pound or if it's a 14-pound trigger pull, but it's heavier than shit. I mean, it ain't gonna go off if this gun was loaded. I mean, it's not gonna shoot. It's not gonna go bang, as they say, unless you're making it go bang. I mean, literally. I mean, if this gun was loaded, even if the trigger got snagged on something, I mean, I'm pulling. It is not doing nothing. So you want it to pull, you have to make it pull. So that's why on a revolver you don't need manual safeties. And that's why I protest the Hillary hole so much. What is the Hillary hole? On the new Smith & Wesson since 2000, they have a little lock, which is going to be above this. And it's a keyhole where you can lock the gun with a key, which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. There are people that have shot the gun with the Hillary hole, and the fucker locks up. I mean, they're just shooting it at the target range, and then it locks up like this. They can't get it unlocked. So, I mean, you got to take it to a gunsmith and get it repaired. Get it, taken apart. So, how would you feel if you were carrying a Smith & Wesson revolver specifically with a keyhole lock, and let's just say the shit hit the fan, and you needed that gun, and you're shooting, and maybe the first round goes off great, but maybe you need more than 1 round, or maybe the first round doesn't go off. Maybe it's on the first round. You're being attacked, and you pull the trigger, and that fucker locks up like this, and doesn't go bang, or let's say you get 1 shot off, and you need 2, 3 more shots, and it locks up on the 3rd and 2nd, and you've got this. What are you going to do? If running and retreating is not an option, if you're being attacked, you're fucked. So that's why you don't want the Hillary hole. The revolvers, I mean, any gun can malfunction. But the video's about to run out, but you're a lot less likely to have an issue with a stainless steel full metal revolver. It's heavier, it's bigger, but it's classic,